example worksheet number 1, where you have to find the formula weight in AMUs and the molar mass in grams for magnesium acetate. So our first thing here is to note that from the periodic table, the weight given in the periodic table is in AMUs. If we have 1 mole of this substance, that's the molar mass, and that puts it into grams. So it'll be the same number that we get for both. So when looking at this one, when we look at magnesium acetate, we have to see what we have first. This is going to be an ionic compound, and we know magnesium is a +2. Then we look at the acetate ion, which is going to be C2H3O2. This has a charge of 1-. So in order to figure out what the compound is going to be, we need 2 acetates for every 1 magnesium. So it's going to be Mg parentheses C2H3O2. Put the acetate in there. And there's going to be 2 of those. So that is going to be our formula. So what we need to do is to write out what each piece that we have in our compound. So we have magnesiums, carbons, hydrogens, and oxygens. Then we have to write down how many we have of each in just one formula unit of this. So when looking at this, we only have 1 magnesium. Now the carbons, each acetate has 2, let me go ahead and mark that on here. Each acetate has 2 carbons in it, but we have a total of 2 acetates. So in this case, we have 4 total carbons. If you look at the hydrogens, there's 3 hydrogens in each acetate, but now we have 2 acetates, so we have a total of 6 hydrogens. And the oxygens, done the same way, we have 4. Now what we need to do is write down the molar mass of each, or the formula weight of each, from the periodic table. So when we look at this, each magnesium has a mass of 24.305 AMUs. Each carbon has a mass of 12.011 AMUs. And then we look at the hydrogens, 1.00794 AMUs. Getting this from the periodic table. I'm just looking up the atomic mass from the periodic table for this one. And from the atomic mass for oxygen, it's 15.994 AMUs. So these numbers right here are from the periodic table. So now to figure out what's going to be the mass, all we have to do is multiply by the number that we have from each with the actual atomic mass of that element. So when we look at this, I'm going to take 24.305 times the fact that we have 1 magnesium plus 12, this is the atomic mass for the carbons, times 4, plus our atomic mass for hydrogen, and finally I want to add to that the atomic mass of the oxygens times however many oxygens we have, which is 4. And adding all these together, I get 142.373 AMUs. Now, since I'm adding them together, I cut off for sig figs, the least number, the least precise number, which is 3 digits behind a decimal point. So that would be one answer. Now, what is the molar mass of this? Well, if I have 1 mole of it, all it does is convert AMUs to grams. So this here, this is the molar mass, which is in grams, and this is the formula weight, which is given in AMUs. Notice the same number,